Hello, hello, hello. How are folks doing? I have got all of my possible colors out here because I have plans for one of the things of dice I want to do today, but I'm still trying to figure out the other ones. I've got some ideas. I figured I'd let people filter in and I'd get some suggestions from you guys. But I can kind of show you some of what we plan to do. Hey, happy Sunday! Glad you could make it, Molly. You probably saw the thumbnail. That's exactly what I'm going to put into one of the sets of dice. I've got this dark blue lace, and I've got some little tiny rosebuds that don't want to focus. Hey, there we go. And I'm going to put those into some d20s with a little bit of like semi-transparent, semi-opaque white. So, got that all figured out. We're going to do a milk bath. We're bringing back milk bath dice. I figured that I could also do two other kinds of dice. One of them I want to do something with a bunch of like yellow of some sort, just because I feel like I could use some more yellow dice. I did start pulling some things out. You can kind of see it off to the side here. I did start pulling some things out. I do kind of like these colors, but I feel like this is a lot of colors maybe to put in all in one d20. I don't know. What do you think? Is this too many? Originally I just kind of pulled out the yellow glitter and the yellow, but I mean, I do like lots of colors, so you know, I gotta say. All right, everything's good there. And then, like I said, I figured I'd have enough resin to do some more dice. So I was thinking maybe I'd do something purple. I was honestly thinking maybe, and this is more up in the air, maybe like a purple liquid core dye with like some sort of shimmery purple in it. That looks more blue on camera, but that's actually a very bright purple. My camera just turns everything slightly blue. But like some sort of shimmery purple in the middle, and then maybe like some flecks of other iridescent flecks and gold foil around it. I feel like that'd be kind of pretty. We could do like a mica drop around it too or something. I don't know. I'm again, that one's a little bit more up in the air. But at the moment, my thought is some sort of shimmery purple and then gold foil and stuff around it. I'm up for ideas on both of those. Because again, I don't know if this is going to be too many colors. I will say with these colors, I was debating doing like kind of soft layers, kind of like I do my sunrise dice. So kind of gently going from one color to the next. I don't know. I think it'll be pretty. I think it's just going to be a lot of colors to mix up. And also a lot of pipettes. Because I think I'd probably want to pipette the stuff in there just so that they don't mix too much. What do you guys think of these colors together, though? That's the real question. Do you think these colors look good together? Do these seem like good colors? 7 colors, 7 days. Well, okay, so these, what I'm working on at the moment is I am behind on making all of my Patreon D20 dice. So one of my tiers on Patreon is that you get a mystery die every month. So that's the reason I'm making a bunch of D20s. So I need to make 6 dice that are all the same. They don't technically have to be all the same, but the plan is to make them all the same, or roughly the same. I know I said that I need to make like 6 or 7 of each, and I'm just making 3 of each. That's because we're gonna figure out the designs today, and then I'm actually gonna film it later, not while I'm not streaming, just because it's a little bit much to try and film and also stream, because I want to make it so that you guys can see what's going on. Plus then we can try some things out and see what we like. Okay, so maybe we do these colors and kind of try and gently go from one to the other. The fun thing is that 3 of these also glow in the dark, so that could be fun. Might also mean that our colors are going to mix together, because all of the glow-in-the-dark ones always like to sync. But let's should have cleared out some of these mixing cups before starting the stream. I was just sitting here looking at all the pretty colors on my table. You know, useful things. So I think let's do it. Let's do it. Why not? Let's make. To be fair, the other thing I was debating doing, and this would be a lot more work, is doing seven like individual layers. So pouring one color, letting it cure, pouring the next color, letting it cure, which would take a very long time. Okay. But I could do, I think that might be a bit much. Well, I don't know. Could do that. The problem with that is that it means that my my molds are gonna be unusable for quite a while, because they'd be sitting off to the side with layers in them. Wouldn't be able to use them for other things. Let's get this out of here. And I know it looks like I'm just throwing this on the floor, but I do have a bin, a little tub under my table that I'm throwing all of this resin into. Which is not to say that it isn't all over the floor, but it's not my intention to get it all over the floor. It's definitely still very much all over the floor. I should figure out some stuff to do with all of the resin scraps, to be honest. I've got some ideas, it's just, you know, gotta make the time to actually do it at some point. I feel like that could be a fun video, though, at some point. Trying to, like, figuring out some projects for resin scraps. I kind of think, like, maybe, like, a lamp or something would be pretty cool. Like a bigger project that I can just throw some whole bits of resin scrap into. I got a, I wonder how well, because, you know, this stuff is a certain kind of resin. I wonder if I use, like, a different, like, more liquidy kind of resin, if it would, I mean, it should end up fine, right? They'd all end up inside, like, sealed inside. I'm just thinking that it might be, better if I used like a more liquidy resin around it, just so that it would actually fill in around all the stuff, because all of those resin scraps, there's going to be so much air caught if I don't do that. It's literally this pink color, possibly. No, it's just a slightly different pink color. Maybe, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I got some deep pour resin. Yeah. Although I have some plans for that. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna do some experiments with it and see how well it'll work for some things. That's actually on my to-do list for next week, I think. Is to actually film messing around with some deep pour resin. At a certain point, it's probably easier to just pull out some new cups. I think this one's getting a little bit old. We'll just grab a couple new mixing cups, I think. This one looks like it had purple in it before, though. Alright, so that's gonna be with that. Let me start pulling out our colors, too, so we can set them here. Like, teal. Turquoise, our glitter, this one, let's just pull out some, we'll pull out some new ones, we'll pull out some new mixing cups. Where did I put those? Oh, they're literally right behind me. I've got a bunch of them. So here's one for our bright yellow. That fits well in there, doesn't it? Beautiful. And then one for our glow-in-the-dark orange. I think that's this one. Orange. The pink. And the purple. Look how different that looks in and out of resin. That's why you make little test pieces. Alright. I'm gonna take all of my little chips here and I'm gonna put them in one of these as well, so that when I need to come back to this later, I've got all my colors, and I know exactly what colors I used, because I will have to make more of these. So we've got all of our colors there. On to our, how many ounces? These are 30. These are ounces. Oh, how many ounces? Sorry, 1 ounce. Sorry, I do everything in milliliters. 30 milliliters, 1 ounce. But I have bigger ones too. I've got 2 other sizes as well. This one has obviously been used before. But I've got 2 other sizes of mixing cups as well that I use if I need to mix up bigger batches. Because, like a set of dice, one of my sets of dice is usually about 30 milliliters or 1 ounce. So it's one of these. So if I want to mix things up, that's like all the way up to the top. So you can't really mix. So I end up using the other things if I want to do, you know, a bigger thing of resin. Okay. Got those colors. We've got one more set of d20s, and this is one that I'm looking for feedback on because I'm literally just winging it. My thought at the moment is some sort of shimmery purple liquid core with maybe like gold foil and some sort of iridescent flake, either inside with the purple or around it. That's where I'm leaning. But I am open to other suggestions for things to do with purple, because I just want to get some purple something. Could be purple with another color. I do like a good like royal purple and gold. I do think that'd be pretty. It still looks blue on camera. I swear, this is purple. It's a beautiful royal purple. It's not blue. We could do as well, what we could do as well is our royal purple liquid core. Purple and lime green, could do that. Let me, I feel this definitely has a different vibe for sure. Like if I did like a purple and like a lime green, I don't know if that's the right lime green. It's not bad. But if I did purple and lime green, that's very like Halloween witch. Actually, that might work. Is this for October? Could do purple and green. I'm kind of liking that idea more. Should I do a... I have an idea, but I don't know if I'd be able to do it. Have you guys seen the liquid cores where it's one color and then you shake it and it turns into a different color? Oh, I don't think that'd work well with lime green and purple though. You'd see the purple in the bottom. Do I have a good like lime green mica powder? That one's not lime enough. Or I guess it doesn't have to be mica powder. But if I'm going to do like a liquid core, I could do purple mica on the inside and then like some green on the outside to kind of cover up the opening. Maybe purple, because I could do like purple, lime green sparklies in like the clear resin. And then like some sort of opaque lime green color at one end on like in the resin. Yeah, I'm liking the purple and lime green combo. That was a good suggestion. I'm just now got to figure out what lime green I have. That one's a little bit more limey. I guess I could kind of mix something myself too. Could make something myself. You know what? I bet we could make a really nice lime green with our pigment pastes. So a little bit of yellow, a little bit of our blue or cyan or whatever. I bet we can make a really nice lime green with that, because we'll have the shimmeriness of the purple then, and then we have the kind of like flat color of the green, and then we'll have our flakes on the outside too with the green. I think we could do that. Do I have an example of a lime green that I've mixed with that? Just a second. I think I've already. Did I already get rid of those? I've got so many dice over here. I might have polished up and sold the ones I'm thinking of. Well, these are not the ones I was thinking of, but these do have, I think this was our, was the pigment paste, and it's definitely got some lime green in there. So yeah, I think let's use pigment paste. I think that'll be pretty. All right, so we've got a plan. Let me get all my other stuff put back into the bin. Sorry for how loud it is. There's something kind of satisfying about all of the paint chips, though. It's like, well, to be fair, I don't think I wouldn't normally just stick my hands in here and rifle around, partially because I've definitely found spiders in here before. That's always a fun surprise. But it does remind me a bit of, I don't know who else as a kid would just have like a thing of rice or beans or something that you could just stick your hands in and play with. It always felt so cool. Alright. My paint chips are running away! Okay, so. Boom. Guys, okay. So for this one, we'll do some liquid cores. I might even get some more liquid core things. More for 20. These might be more for 20s. Not 20 milliliters, one's for d20s. Okay, I do have some more for d20s. That's these ones. I don't need that. Come on. Go. Alright, so these are just gonna have our purple. Actually, I'm thinking of this as kind of like a witch's brew. That's the vibe I'm kind of getting. Should I add some bubbles? These are little glass beads. They're gonna be inside of the liquid core so they can move around, so they're not gonna weight the dice weirdly. I could add some little bubbles in there too. The question is, if I do that, should I do green? Or is the green gonna end up looking weird with the purple on the inside? I could also do like a kind of iridescent-y one. I haven't really gotten a chance to use these much. To be fair, if it doesn't turn out, it's not a huge deal. We're just making 3 of them. And I can go back to the drawing board and do something slightly different. I wonder if, I'm tempted to put some green in there. I feel like it might look interesting. It might be too much though too, with all the other green. I don't want to overdo it. That's the thing. I think I might overdo it if I add too much other stuff. But I do definitely want to find use for all of these little tiny glass bubbles at some point. There's little tiny ones in here. Look how small those are. So small. Alright. Yeah, don't want to overdo it. All right, let's make our purple liquid course. Got a little bit of clay here. Oh, actually, I need to grab my purple mica. Bubble Bubble toilet in trouble? Oh no. Sounds like me after I have Taco Bell. Let me see. Purple rose. Yeah, it says it's that one. That doesn't quite look the same either, but it does say it's that one. Oh, you know, this isn't going to be in resin though, so I should find something that's going to look right in the water more than in the resin. So maybe I go more for like this, which is a little bit more blue. I don't know, does this one... Yeah, this has got more of a, like a red sheen to it in here. I don't know if in the water, once I get the liquid course put together, if it'll be a little bit more blue like this one is. This one's got kind of a red-blue shift almost to it. Not quite, but let's go with this one instead. Anyways, as I was saying, I've got a little bit of clay here, so I'm going to use those to hold these upright. I do need to pull out my stuff for actually putting liquid in here. I have a little thing over here that's got a little bit of water and glycerin in it, but I need more. Should we do that first? Maybe we do that first. Before I put mica powder in these, and then, you know, if I knock them over, they make a huge mess. So let's make our water concoction first. We're just going to add a little bit more water and glycerin and alcohol, which I have under the table. I don't think we'll actually need too much, but let's make a little bit more. Just a little bit. So there's some water. I'm gonna add some glycerin, thicken it up a little bit. That's running a little bit low. Might have to get some more of that at some point. And a little tiny bit of isopropyl alcohol, just to keep things from growing in there. Keep everything clean. Alright, we can mix that up in a second, but I also, let's see, we also are gonna need, hi E.T., how's it going? We're also gonna need a light to actually, and our UV resin to seal these things in once we've actually got our mica in there and our water. So I'm gonna use this one because my other little handheld light needs the batteries replaced. This does mean though that I need to unplug my wireless mouse. Pop in for a few. You headed out somewhere soon? Ah, come on. I don't want to unplug you guys. There we go. I can survive without my wireless mouse for a minute. There we go. All right, I think we're ready to get these put together. It really doesn't take a lot of mica, but I want to put a fair amount in there. Just one little scoop probably will do. If I can open it, I'll fill these guys up. Oh, that's plenty. That's probably more than plenty. All right, here's those. these sorts of liquid quartz are pretty simple. It's literally just our mica. And then we'll get our liquid here. I'm going to do these one at a time. Well, first I'm going to mix this up a little bit. Try and get the glycerin and the water all mixed together. So let's do these one at a time so that I can seal them as we go. I might want gloves actually. Food. I'm not super hungry yet. I'm sure I will be by the end of stream because it'll be dinner time. But my mom made stew for lunch, and it's been perfect stew weather. So that was good. That was a good lunch. All right, so I'm gonna fill these up with water, and then seal them with a little bit of UV resin. I might do. I fill this up part of the way, and I'm actually going to use my stick here to try and mix this in so it's not just sitting on top. Because that is a problem, is that it all just sometimes just sits on top. And then when I try to add my UV resin, all of my mica powder just sticks to the top here. I'm going to try and get that mica actually mixed into the water. I don't need it just resting on top. It's still just resting on top. Stop that. That darn water tension. All those hydrogen molecules. It's the H bonds, right? It's the hydrogen molecules that cause water tension to be a thing. I'll let scientists in the chat correct me if I'm wrong on that. It's been many years since I took chemistry. It's still sitting there. I know, Stu. Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend's cell. No, I'm glad that it's starting to. Oh my gosh, there's still so much just sitting on the top here. I think I added too much mica powder. Well, if it ends up stuck to this side, it's not going to be a huge deal. You probably won't be able to see it anyways. I think I added too much mica powder. I needed less than this. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, let's add our last little bit of water and then we'll seal this thing up. Get that out of the way where I'm not going to spill it everywhere. Well, at least you said you're making food, right, ET? So, you're prepared. You're ready. But yes, it's been cooling off here. It's been very, cloudy and overcast all day, which I am okay with. I wish we'd get some good rain. That'd be nice. I could go for some good rain. It's close enough to the top that I'm pulling some water out, which I don't really want stuff getting in the way of where the stuff's gonna be. What's the word I'm looking for? UV resin. There we go. My brain can't dry things off apparently and think at the same time. Okay, I think we're good. That, and then we'll nuke that. Here's a question for you guys. What are your favorite foods? I do like a soup or a stew. Let's see. Just up high on Friday. It was nice and cool there. Too warm in Cali. Yeah. I'm a little bit more north than that. but it's been nice. I think it's probably in the 60s out at the moment. 70s maybe? 60s or 70s? It's pretty good. It only just started cooling down recently, so it's like, yes, finally. I used to love the summers as a kid. I used to love the heat, and I just can't do the heat anymore. It gets rather hot here in the summer. But 65 and raining in southern Arizona. See, that's kind of the vibe here at the moment too. The vibe here is kind of around 65 and raining. Though it just looks like it's gray out at the moment. I don't think it's raining. It's been windy though. You don't hate Washington weather, but you prefer Oklahoma? I mean, you say Washington weather, and there's two different sides to the state. So, you know, I've lived on both sides of Washington. Very different weather patterns. I don't know what Oklahoma's weather is like, though. What's Oklahoma like? Sealed? Did that seal on the first try? It might have actually sealed perfectly. I'm gonna add a little bit more because I don't trust it. Just a little bit more around the edge just to make sure, because I don't trust it. Okay, while that's cooking, we can start filling up our next one. Some more water, glycerin mixture. Oh, I asked a question about favorite foods, though. Let's see, my favorite food. Problem is that a lot of foods kind of give me some stomach trouble now, but, oh, man. If the kids ask at work, I say mac and cheese. So I do like mac and cheese. It might be pasta of some sort. I do like a good pasta. I am a sucker for pasta. Don't know if it's specifically mac and cheese, but yeah. I could go for like a chicken Alfredo or something. That might be my actual. Although I like lots of different things. Ooh, you said cheese enchiladas. Cheese enchiladas is not my favorite food, but I would like to change my answer to cheesecake. I do like, cheesecake might be one of my all-time favorites. I would not want to eat just cheesecake because that's all so much sugar. I don't have a huge sweet tooth. But I think I would get very bored of it very quickly, but I do like some cheesecake. I was gonna say, I don't know if I can say just pasta though, because I do really like Mexican food too. Big fan of a burrito or tacos. Specifically like taco truck tacos or burrito. That's the way to get them. Gotta get them from like a taco truck. There we go. Nuke that one. Cook those. We can start working on our next one. I'm probably gonna have enchiladas for dinner. Actually, we did dinner with my family and some family friends the other night, and my dad texted and was like, "Hey, can you pick up food?" Usually, either he or the family friends will pick up food. But my dad texted was like, just pick up whatever you want. But yeah, could you pick up food? And we're like, yeah, sure. And so my brother and I made like a list. We decided we were gonna get Mexican food. And you know, before we went over there, we went and ordered it and went and picked it up. And my brother accidentally clicked on the wrong thing on one of them and got like a big like family platter thing in addition to some of the other dishes that we got. So we had a lot of food. It was good, but we had a lot of food. So that's what we're eating yesterday and today and for the next week. Not quite that long. Honestly, everyone did a very good job of eating all of that food. There was a lot of food and there was not actually that much left. I was impressed. I was impressed with how little there was left. Is that, what's going on here? Is that a bubble? Ah. Summers are decently warm, but not overly humid. Good amount of rain every now and then. You can get snow there during, that does sound nice. I do like getting a little bit of snow. We have a place down here called Jose's. They make some great street tacos. Yeah, I like some street tacos. There was, at the last place I worked, there was a taco truck literally across the street from where I worked, and they had like the best, they had the best tacos and burritos and stuff. Great place to go get lunch. It was funny, I was talking to a coworker where I work now, and we work in, you know, it's the same city, same town, but it's not really close to this taco truck that I used to go to. But we were talking about the best taco trucks in town, and we both named that one. We're like, yeah, that's the place that has the best tacos in town. So maybe I have to change my answer from chicken Alfredo to street tacos or burrito. I am a sucker for both of those things. Okay, while that's going, let's get this out. This is our lime blue. Where's the lime blue? Violet blue. It's the one all the way in the back. Oh no, it's the one all the way in the back, isn't it? Eh. Absolutely was. Oh, that lid is not on perfectly either. So, there's that. So this is the one that I added a little bit more to. That one should be good. Let me just make sure that these ones are sealed. Might add a little bit more of the UV resin just to make sure. Yeah, this one definitely had some of the mica powder end up at the top, so we definitely need to seal that in. This one I'm just going to kind of go around a little bit and make sure that the edges are nice and sealed. And this one I need to get some at the top because that might just straight up be a hole. I can't tell. I don't want to flip it over and find out. We'll just seal it and hope for the best. Well, lovely. Apparently I didn't have a choice, so I'm just knocking things over as is. Okay. So we've got our liquid cores. They're literally just going to be purple liquid cores. They look much more blue on camera, but they're just nice and purple and shimmery, and they will hopefully swirl around nicely in the middle. Yeah, nice and sparkly. I probably could have done with less mica, actually. I put too much mica in there. Made it kind of a little bit weird, but I think it'll end up fine. All right, there's that. I'm gonna cook those a little bit longer. I want to make sure that that stuff's nice and the UV resin is nice and solidified on there. We do need another mixing cup for our lime green that we're gonna make with our blue and our yellow, and one for our sparkly, little bit of sparkly flakes and some clear. And then I think, oh, and I was thinking of doing, oh, I decided against the gold. That's right, we're doing the lime, not gold. I'm usually a sucker for like the kind of like jewel tone classy colors. So I'm very much a purple and gold kind of person. All right. Use those gloves in a minute when we do our actual resin. I think we can start. I'm just gonna set these over here because those are our colors for that. Let's start getting some of our colors into our mixing cups. Our liquid colorants we will do after we've got our resin put in there, but all of our dry ones we can start putting into some mixing cups. So I don't think I want very much of this. I just want a little bit of the flaky flakes. Because I don't want to overpower the purple on the inside. I just want it to be, you know, sparkly. Pretty, sparkly. Also, if we need to add more later, we can. So we've got that, our blue and our yellow. We will add once we've actually got our resin. I should have just used a stir stick. There's all sorts of pretty wonderful flakes on that now. Oh, you know what else we need to set up? We actually need to set up our molds with our flowers and our lace as well. Why don't we do that? So, as shown in the thumbnail for this, I've got this lovely dark blue lace. We're going to cut off just a little bit of this. We're going to put it into our molds. So, not very much. I want it to be short enough that it doesn't like crumple up completely, because if it crumples up completely, we won't be able to see any of the pattern. Okay, boba tea dice. Okay, I finally figured out a design. I can show you guys the design that I finally decided on. I've gone through a few different designs for them. I still need to make the final ones, because I have decided kind of on a design. The colors are gonna be slightly different, but I wasn't liking how they were looking. And I also need to get some more baby oil or mineral oil, because the boba things float in the water, but they don't in the oil. So I might do it slightly differently too. But this is the kind of the design that I've decided on. If it will focus, you can see. We're gonna have our cream up at the top, and we'll have our clear brown color, and then we have that in there with just a little tiny bit of gold shimmer. The little bit of sparkle, I think, added. Just a little tiny bit of gold. Let's see. Man, it never wants to focus up close. There we go. I don't know if you can see there's just a little bit of sparkle in there. And then I think that's gonna be how they end up. I might do the white slightly differently, but that's the idea anyway. Turquoise, gold ones turn out. Guys, guys, these are supposed to be a surprise for people. I'll grab them though. I then, of course, went back and made more, but these are supposed. If you're one of my patrons and want to be surprised, you can look away now. But here's these ones. These are the other ones that we made. Oh, the colors don't look great on my monitor, but hopefully they look better for you guys. But lots of copper, kind of a tealy color, a little bit of shimmery gold, and a little bit of black in there. That's how those ones turned out. Hey, now wait a minute. Where did my dice go? I swear there were 7 of them a moment ago. So, relatively short piece. I also don't want it to be sticking out the top here, because this is the side that I'm going to have to sand. And I know that if the lace is sticking out the top, it's not going to sand right. Alright, got our lace put in there. Set that out of the way so I don't get resin in it or something. And then here's what I was debating. Should I do just one rose in each, or should I do a rose and a few rose petals? But there's going to be at least one little rose. They're going to be kind of hard to see, which is part of the reason I was debating. Yeah, I think I want to do it like this. I was debating whether I actually wanted these ones that have the highest number at the bottom, but yeah, I think I do. Alright. Should I put some little rose petals in here? I don't know that I need to. These seem, with the lace and everything, it seems rather full. I don't want them, oh, I could though. So these are gonna be filled with kind of like a semi-translucent, semi-opaque white color. I'm bringing back milkbath dice. They were very popular 5 years ago. So that you can kind of see, it's kind of like a foggy sort of effect, so you can kind of see things poking through. So I'm debating whether I want to add, I think that's what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards just the rose, because I've got the lace in there too. I think it might make it more confusing of what you're looking at if I also do some rose petals. So yeah, I think just the rose. I think you're right. We'll just do the rose. Oh, I do need, and then I've got this here. This is gonna be for our white, because I will need a little bit more of that. Okay, I think our last thing here is just all of our dry ingredients. I guess we're baking now. Combine all of your dry ingredients in the mixing bowl. We're gonna put our powders into our mixing cups. All right, so these three are glow-in-the-dark powders, which the thing with glow-in-the-dark powders is they love to sink, which does mean that we're gonna be doing probably this set of dice last, and that's for a couple of reasons. It's kind of the same reason, but for multiple of the colors. So I want my layers to not mix too much, because if they mix too much, we're gonna end up with like brown. You know, I want layers more than anything. They can fade into each other, but I want layers. So I want the resin to be thicker, so that when I am putting it in, it's, oh, I might want to grab pipettes too. But I want it thicker, so that when I'm putting it in, it's not just like displacing all the stuff and pushing it around. Hopefully if things are a little bit more solid. The pink, the orange, and the green are all glow in the dark. So I don't want things moving around too much and mixing and making brown. The thing is, glow in the dark pigments, they love to sink. So hopefully if I let it sit a little while and I let the colors get a little bit, or the resin get a little bit thicker, hopefully that stuff will stay better too. In theory, we'll find out. Can you guys hear the music, by the way? And is it too loud? I realized that I didn't actually turn down the music when I started streaming. I don't know if it's too loud for you guys or anything. Alright, got that. Let's do our glitter. Well, this one we just... That's just gonna be a bunch of glitter. Music is good? Okay, cool. To be fair, I have it going rather quietly on my computer, so I don't know if that affects how loud it is for you guys too. Because if it was super loud, I would find it very distracting. Oh yeah, to be fair, I know that Ribinator did a video on that recently. I was debating trying that, but it's one of those things where I started trying to figure out a video about trying it out, and then I decided that I didn't care enough to actually try it out. I was like, I have other things I'd rather do videos on. In theory, it should work. In practice, explosion. I'm not sure if this is a good explosion or a bad explosion. Clear Elmer's glue. Yeah. No, I saw that. I did watch the video on that Ribinator put out on using glue and resin. yeah, like I said, I debated trying it out, and then I decided there was other things I'd rather be doing. I've got a few self-indulgent dice sets that I want to... Oh, Daniel Cooper. Oh, well, Daniel Cooper, I think, does a lot of resin pioneering stuff. What's 50/50 ET? Whether it works or not, or what? Okay. Just gonna set these in here. There's our stuff there. Okay, is there anything I am forgetting? Or is that everything? Oh, 50/50, good explosion, bad explosion. Drink some of my tea real quick before I put my respirator on. Because I think we're ready to pour some resin. Right? I think that's everything. So let me get my safety equipment. I've still got my gloves from earlier. We'll use those. I'm gonna get my respirator. I'm gonna be a bit muffled, so if it becomes difficult to understand me with the music going and the respirator and everything, let me know. I can turn the music off. But I will be Darth Vader for the foreseeable future. There's my spiders in here. Never had any spiders in here, but I know that the one time that I don't check my respirator will be the time that there's spiders in it. The molds for the liquid. Oh, I've got more molds here. I've got molds here. I've got molds here. Ta-da! We've got. I just had them off screen. Everything's d20s today. Or do you mean molds for making liquid cores? Like specifically the cores? Because I was gonna say I do actually have molds for making liquid core, like the cores technically. I do want to do some experiments with those because I have some ideas. But I mostly use little glass spheres. Alright. 6, 9. Okay. We're probably going to have some leftover resin here as well that we'll throw into some miscellaneous dice molds. I'm going to go quiet for a second here because I don't have the brain power to both measure and talk at the same time. So if you guys would like to chat amongst yourselves, please feel free to. I will be right back after I've measured up 100 milliliters of resin. Alright, this. Yep, I've got my molds. I'm set with the molds. I will be rushing at the end to find some miscellaneous dice molds, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I've got a whole bunch behind me, so I don't need anything in particular there for those. Alright, I'm going quiet now. Alright, how's that? We're close. Not quite to the line. One more little dollop. One more little dollop of cream. Alright, there we go. There's that. And get the hardener. Alright, 50 of this. Almost there. Might be there actually. Let me just add one more little drop of that as well. Yeah. Alright. We good? Alright, I'm back. I can mix and talk at the same time. Just can't pour and talk at the same time. To be fair, that's the story that I tell fairly often about why I don't try to talk and measure at the same time is the time that I was making myself a cup of tea and I had my mug sitting there and I grabbed the kettle and I was pouring the hot water into my mug and I was staring at my mug and I was daydreaming as I did it. And when I came out of my daydream, there was water all over the counter because I had just kept pouring. So, and I was actively staring at the mug. So, you know, probably for the best if I focus on measuring things. Yeah, I've seen some of Daniel Cooper's stuff, and it seems like he does a lot of really interesting resin stuff, trying out new techniques and things, and different materials and stuff with resin. Speaking of zoning out. Oh, you know, there's some people here. I could pick your guys' brain about something else I'm trying to think of. So, I'm almost to 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. And I'm trying to debate if I should do some sort of, like, 5,000 subscriber special of some sort. Maybe just, I don't know, should I just do, like, a little video saying thanks? Or should I try and figure out some sort of, like, should I live stream? Should I do some sort of sketch? Like I did for, I think that was the 1 year anniversary of my channel. I did a whole thing talking about my first year and also had a whole bit where I was eating a cake, sadly. That sounds weird if you haven't seen the video. I wasn't sad about eating cake, but it just got more and more ridiculous as the video went on. But I don't know. I've been trying to think about that. I should probably figure it out soon because I'm pretty close. Pretty close. Who knows though? What got me thinking about it was been watching him for years. I'm like, how long have I been doing this? It's been a couple of years. I've been doing YouTube videos for a couple of years now, which is kind of weird to think about. It's really fun. I do enjoy making videos. I'm not fast when it comes to making videos, but I do enjoy making videos. Maybe a live, yeah. I don't know, that could be an option. I don't know what I want to do for it though. I will say, so part of the reason that I only live stream on Sundays is that it is the only night of the week that I don't have other commitments in like the afternoon evening. Because I work evenings, during the week, and then I've got like family stuff like Friday nights and Saturday nights. I mean, I could do a live stream, but what do I do a live stream, like, about? What do we work on in the live stream? Are we just doing, like, a regular, pouring resin live stream? That's the thing, is, like, I don't know what I want to do for the live stream. Do you set up some sort of strange, I mean, that's the kind of live stream that it would be fun to set up, like, some sort of wheel with weird challenges and things. One of those kind of live streams. Get my brother to give me some weird challenges or something. I don't know what exactly the weird challenges would be, but I don't know. He had some good ideas when it came to some of the art videos for August. Halloween theme? Well, I don't know if it's going to be Halloween. Who knows? I don't know how long it's going to take to get there. I've still got 300 subs or something like that. 250 subs. So I don't know if it'll still be Halloween time when I hit 5,000. Who knows? I could probably try and estimate, but I don't know. Go look at some graphs. I do like me a graph and a spreadsheet. Part of the reason that I wanted to do purple in here is because I have a spreadsheet where I keep track of all of my Patreon stuff. You know, I keep track of who's at what tier, so that I know who I need to ship things to and stuff. And then I also keep track of, like, kind of roughly what the dye has been each month, so I can try and do different things. You know, I want some variation. Okay, this is getting pretty close, by the way. Let me just scrape the sides of the bottom here again and see if all of the streakiness is gone. That's what we're trying to get to. I do always like a good Halloween something. So, it could be fun to do just a Halloween live stream anyways. What day of the week is Halloween on this year? Is it, I think one of the kids at work said it's Friday? I haven't actually looked. I wasn't paying attention. I look in my calendar, which is, my planner's right next to me, but I'm a little resiny now. Yeah, I think it might be Friday. Alright. I think we're pretty good. I don't think I'm seeing any streaks in here. That's what I'm checking for. I'm trying to make sure that there's not like part A and part B sitting right next to each other. We want that completely mixed together. Not just tangentially next to each other. I don't see any, like, the light catching on it anywhere, which is a good sign for that. So we can start divvying this up into our mixing cups. I always like to divvy it up before, you know, we'll get it divvied up first. Otherwise, that's how you end up with one big thing of solid resin, because it heats up. So let's see, we want about 30 milliliters for each project, probably. So we're going to go down to 70 in here. That's probably 25. Let's see. I've been doing this so long. Yep, that's about 25. A little bit less than 25, but I've been doing this so long, I can just estimate that now by the pour. Yep, there we go. There's 70. Down to 70. That's 30 milliliters. Over here, let's do, well, you know, we probably won't need as much resin in here because we've got our liquid cores, which are going to take up some of that space, but we might as well just make a bunch of random resin anyways. It'll just end up in various molds and things. So I'm going to go up to 20 in here. And then this one's going to be our lime green. We don't need nearly as much of that. We did 20 there, so we'll go up to 7.5 or so. I don't think we need to go all the way to the 30. And then let's start divvying this up over here. So, purple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, well, so about 5 of each, right? Because 35 would be 5 milliliters, yeah. So we'll go about 5 of each. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit of extra on these ones. Around 5, it doesn't need to be exactly 5. Plus I want to make sure that I actually have enough resin here. So a little bit below 5, it'll be fine. Purple, pink, orange. There's my milliliters. I have my hand here so that I can actually see the line. The dark background. Orange. We'll do our yellow glitter. Not that I necessarily need the same amount of each of these colors, but, you know, it's all good. And I think I'll have just about the right amount of resin. That's right there. Alright, there we go. There's all of our resin. There's still a little bit in here. I'm going to leave it in there. There's not very much. It's literally just like the dregs. But I'm going to save that in there in case we find out that we need more of one particular color. Let's start getting things mixed up. I think first off, like I said, I want to save these ones for last. I think probably what we want to do are ones with our flowers first, just because those flowers and the lace and stuff, they're going to try and catch air bubbles. And I don't want, I want the molds to get filled up all the way. So what we're going to do, we got our molds with our flowers and our lace in. I'm literally just going to add 1 drop of white in here. Boop. And we'll see how that looks. Because we want to go for something that's a little bit cloudy. We're going for kind of a foggy effect. So it's a little bit foggy. I could probably go a little bit more opaque than that. I could, yeah, just one more drop, I think, and then we'll probably be about good. I don't want to go so opaque that we can't actually see anything in there. But I want to make it solid enough that we just kind of see things poking out through the mist. Okay, that's looking better. Like if you look at like the stick there, you can't really see it once it's all the way in. But the fall off is kind of there. I probably could go even darker a little bit, not darker, but a little bit more opaque. I say we go for it. Let's just go for that. Literally just 2 drops and 30 milliliters. I'm saying that so that I can refer back to this later when I try to remember what I did. Alright. And we're just going to pour that in. We're going to fill it up all the way to the top, and it might need a little bit more resin later, because like I was saying, there might be air bubbles trapped, like in the lace and the flowers. Yeah, so already I'm back to the first one here, to fill it up with a little bit more. But we're going to let these sit off to the side while we work on the other things, so that we can add more resin if more air bubbles come up to the surface. Which they are. I can already see air bubbles traveling up to the surface. So, just set that off to the side for now. I think those are going to be pretty. Let's do our liquid cores next. Do we want the lime green at the highest number or the lowest number? I kind of think highest number, like dripping down. That might be kind of cool. Or do we want lowest number? Maybe lowest number actually, dripping up. I think lowest number. Let's do lowest number. Those ones are highest number. I want lowest number. Let's do this. So these ones have the highest number at the bottom, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up our clear with a little bit of sparkle here. We're going to put some of that in there. And then we're going to put our liquid cores in. And then we're going to make our lime green. Actually, we should make our lime green first. Let's do that before we do anything else. Let's make our lime green color. A lime green is going to be just a little tiny bit of blue. Unfortunately, I think I've done something to my, oh, this one's fine. Some of my pigments have kind of solidified a bit. This one's fine. My pigment pastes. But I really just need a little tiny bit of this. This blue's so potent. That's going to be probably plenty. And then, yeah. We'll do our yellow. Unfortunately, my yellow and my red, or my yellow and my magenta more so, have kind of solidified a bit. So they're still sort of liquid, but they're kind of chunky. I don't know if I got some resin in it somehow or something. Or if it's just like, this happens? I don't know. This definitely made it a little bit less, I don't know, not less usable, but... Alright, and we'll put some yellow in there. And we'll grab some more yellow in a minute for our other thing too. Alright. We'll just mix those up together. Woo. Oh man, that blue is so strong. I think I could add some more yellow. I don't know. Not a bad green, but yeah, I feel like I could go a little bit more lime. Again, it does look more blue in the camera. It always does. But I think I'd like to go a little bit lighter tones, maybe. So I'm still mixing, so I'm trying to get all the yellow kind of broken up in there. Actually, that'll be okay. I don't know. I think I want more yellow. I want more yellow. I want it more lime. Very lime. We're putting a bunch of yellow in there. Why not? Hopefully it doesn't affect the curing. I'm just gonna drop that. So let's add some yellow over here too. While we're at it, we'll get our other yellow going. That's more yellow than I need, but that's good. Let's get that mixed in there. That's a little bit better, I think. A little bit more of a yellow, more of a lime. It's still maybe even a little bit too green. I don't know. No, that's better, I think. I do want to get that yellow broken up though, because it did get, like I said, it got a little bit clumpy, which was part of the allure of pigment pastes. Was that it'd be less clumpy than just regular pigments, but I think it might be user error on my part that's messed them up. So I don't know. I don't want to disparage them. I don't know, has anybody else used pigment pastes and had it happen where they kind of like solidify a little bit and get clumpy? Did I do something? Did I splash resin in there or something, you think, and cause it to set up? Yeah, I think that'll work. I think that's pretty good. Alright. So, it kind of works out that we hadn't ended up with so much pigment paste in there because that stuff will sink. So we can do our clear resin with our little bit of flake. Just gonna get those flakes mixed up in there. Add a little bit of sparkle. We did like a green flake as well, so that there's kind of like a little bit of a green iridescent sparkle to this resin. So we're gonna add a little bit of this, each of these. Just a little bit. Not gonna take too much. And then we're going to add our liquid cores with our messy bit at the top, because that's going to be covered up by the green. Honestly, it works out when I have the messy bit at the top, because it makes it easier to see that it's going to be covered. Alright, there's one of them. Alright, come on. Messy bit at the top.
You're clueless, sadly. You're not even a resin noob yet. Oh, fair. I can't remember what I asked, so, you know... Oh, with the pigment paste, that's right, yeah. Okay. I want to fill these most of the way with the clear and add just a little bit of the green, because I'm pretty sure that green is going to, like, completely, like, fall. It's going to sink down in here. So I want to have most of this be the clear so that when it does sink down, it doesn't completely cover everything. I want very little of that bright green. Now that I'm seeing the green over here just sitting and I'm liking it more and more. Okay, but yeah, I want to get some clear resin in here. Just trying to squeeze some of the air bubbles that are trapped in there out. So that some of that resin will actually move down. Look at that. That seems pretty good. I'm gonna add a little bit more. I want it most of the way full. Alright. I have it literally almost full. There's just like a little bit of a meniscus almost. That's pretty much how much space there is left at the top. Except for this one. This one's needs a little more. That's how little space there is at the top. Although, again, there's some air bubbles coming up and things. Give that a minute. Oops, that was more than I meant to add. Luckily, we can scoop some of this off if we need to. There's my hair in there. Okay, a little bit more here. Okay. Not quite that much. I think those are pretty much full of our clear. So let's add, that's a bubble. You're supposed to be full of the clear, not having bubbles. No, I think it's good. All right, let's add our lime green. And then we'll set it off to the side, and honestly, we'll probably be able to see if this stuff sinks, because by the time we're putting the lids on and stuff, if we can see some of that clear, it means the greens drip down around. But we'll find out. Hopefully it will have dripped a bit. Okay. We've got so much left. Oh, alright, those displaced even more than I was thinking they would for some reason. Alright, let's get all of our other colors over here mixed up. There's just our plain yellow, which I added far too much pigment paste to, so hopefully that cures right. That is the concern there, is that it's not going to cure right. Trying to make sure that all of the little bits in there actually get mixed in. Alright, that's that. Let's mix up our next thing of just our yellow glitter. I do think it's fun when doing like layered sets or sets with, you know, a bunch of colors and stuff to have a bunch of them be kind of similar and then like one or two that are like a different sort of sheen to them. So I've got 3 that are kind of like flat colors, and then I've got a shimmery teal and our yellow glitter. Oh, you know, I've got this here I need to mix as well. Got a nice light teal color, which is also kind of a flat color. That was probably more than I needed to add on that as well. Actually, that might be about right. Nice light teal color. Alright. Get our other darker teal color mixed up. So I know you said you're a noob when it comes to resin cell, but what's your chosen medium then? I'm sure we've talked about this before, but I'm afraid I cannot remember because I have the memory of a goldfish. What sort of because your name says games and crafts, so I gotta assume that you do games and crafts, and so now I want to know what kind of crafts you do. To be fair, I mean, that's part of the reason I stream, is I'm nosy about what everyone else is working on. I want to know about everybody else's projects. That's why I started streaming. I started streaming during COVID as a excuse to, like, hang out with people while crafting. So I literally was in the middle of taking a studio art class when the quarantine hit. And man, I was missing the studio art class. It's so much fun doing art, like, with other people. So I'm always excited to see what other people are working on, whether it's resin or not. Even if I don't always, like, you know, respond to things. For now, just games you want to incorporate crafting. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Man, I really should finish my board game idea at some point. I should continue working on that. I don't know if you saw that video of mine, but I did do a video about a board game prototype back in August when I was doing a video a day. So I should continue working on that. You upcycled a large soup can and covered it with resin and glitter. Needed a pen. Oh, that's for pen holder. That's fun. I'm reminded suddenly of the, like, I don't know if anyone else in, like, school or something as a kid did the thing where you just take, like, a glass jar and then you, like, coat it with, like, white glue or something. No, I think you take, like, tissue paper in different colors and you, like, cut it into, like, different shapes and then, like, you paste it to the glass to make, like, a stained glass like candle holder. I don't know why it made me think of that. Alright, we've got our colors. Should I grab pipettes? I probably should grab pipettes. I probably should use pipettes for this. Just to... yeah, let's grab pipettes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's just so many pipettes. I don't have any pipettes. I have more bags, by the way, than this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll reuse these later when I do the same colors again, so it's not a huge deal. I am going to cut the tips off so that they're not quite so small. Make the tips a little bit thicker. And these ones I don't know why I'm tossing those on the floor. Those don't need to go on the floor. It is a cool idea, though. If I didn't actually say it, I do think that's a really fun idea for. I like upcycling projects. I think that's cool. Alrighty. Has this stuff been sitting long enough? I mean, it's really not the thickest. Probably could wait another minute, but I can always add our first layer. Might as well do that. So I think, the first layer is the one that I need the least amount of. And the reason there is that it is going to get displaced a bit. What is it? It will end up getting a little, like, displaced at least a little bit. And so it's going to end up looking thicker than the other layers just because it's going to be pushed up the sides. So we'll add a little bit. I don't want to add too much because I want to make sure I leave room for the other colors. Although I've now run out of the resin in my... Okay. I might just grab, I am a big sucker for teal as well. It's probably my favorite color. Let's just do, I think we've got enough here. We'll just do a fourth one. And then I'll do 3 later. It'll be fine. So let's do one more. I think we'll have enough resin. If not, one of these will just turn into a dump mold d20 and it'll be fine. Oops. That didn't go very well. That one definitely ended up with teal on the side. Yeah, that one, you know what? This one might end up being a dump mold because I did not put the teal in there very nicely. We'll just, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just put that in there. That'll be one of our dump molds. We'll do some of our, tell you what, we'll do teal, we'll do a little bit of our lime green in there. That'll be nice. Why not? A little bit of our clear. The sad thing is that you know this is going to end up being the prettiest dye. It's always the dump molds that end up being the prettiest dye. I swear. It's never the ones that I put all of the thought into. It's always the ones that I'm just like, oh, I've got a bunch of leftover resin. Let's throw it all in here. I'm sure other people can relate. Alright, let's just be a little bit more careful. So I'm going to try and do a thing where I kind of like put it around the side. Because I want to make sure that it doesn't just all end up in the middle and then like cover it up. I kind of want to like make sure that you can see a layer. Does mean that the top lip here might end up a little bit messy, but it'll be fine. Add some over here. Just trying to make sure that I've got a little bit in each of these. So I will put, okay, so we'll just put the last little bit of that in here. All of our other blue, green, teal colors. Set that aside. As you might have noticed, I have actually started putting all of the colors into the into our thing now. I figure by the time we get to the end, this might have thickened up enough that I'll want to have started. Because I definitely have done sets like that where it's like, ooh, I'm starting a little bit early. It's not quite thick enough, and then I get to the end, and I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta go now. This resin needs to be in the molds yesterday. Okay, I think I wanted to go like mainly yellow. I feel, because that was kind of the impetus of this set, is that I started off wanting to put yellow in there. So I want to make sure that you can see the yellow in here. Alright. I do worry that all this yellow is going to sink because there's so much of that pigment paste in there, and that pigment paste sure is heavy and likes to sink. So I guess we'll find out. To be fair, it might end up being pretty that way. Who knows? You guys remember how I was saying earlier that if the lime green is sinking, we might be able to tell? I think it's sinking. Here, I'll show you. Going back to this other one over here. I made sure to cover the tops so that it was solid lime green. You can see now. You can see a little bit of that clear, and it has kind of a texture at the top there, like there's little bits of clear in there. So that's sinking, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully it's dripping nicely around those the liquid cores in there. Alright, some yellow glitter. Switch things up a little bit, try something a little bit different. feel like I might need some more resin in here. Alright. Good enough. I feel like I could use a little bit more glitter in here. Could always use more glitter, right? Our yellows onto the orange. You gonna go? Alright, glad you could stop by. I think we're almost done, so I might not be here later, but we'll just be doing some dump molds after this probably. Alright, I think this orange is the first one that's like a drastically, I feel like, well, to be fair, I think it's just because the teal and the yellow will mix together well. Teal and orange will not mix together well, and that is part of the reason that I'm doing these in kind of the order like this. Is because I want to make sure that the colors are next to a color that they will mix well with. So I don't want to put the like pink right next to the teal, because those will mix to make brown. Did any of you guys watch my most recent video on color theory? I'm curious to know what people thought of that video. It seems to have like done well views-wise, but I didn't get much feedback on it, so I don't actually know if people found it useful or not. I was trying to like kind of have a I was trying to balance. Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was trying to find a balance of like it being like casual and not overly technical, but also accurate. So like I definitely didn't use all of the like technical terms for things, because I felt like it might, you know, I guess it's useful to use technical terms so that people can look things up and figure out like the information that they're trying to find, but also can be a bit overwhelming. So, I don't know, it was a very, like, initial sort of, look into color theory, I guess, so it wasn't the most, like, technical explanation of it. I did have a good time watching some, videos on how color wheels work. That I mean, I know how like color schemes and mixing colors generally works, but I went down like a rabbit hole. Oh no, you don't know. There's no pressure to watch if you're not interested. I was just curious if people had seen it, because I like I said, I don't. It got a lot of views, didn't really get very many comments, so, like, I don't actually know how people are feeling. They're watching it, I don't know how they're feeling about it. Absolutely no pressure to watch it if you're not interested. What was I saying? Oh, but, no, I went down kind of a rabbit trail of watching some other videos about, basically, just about color mixing and color. I mean, there were videos on color theory. Already piqued your curiosity. It ended up being a, I don't want to say complicated, but definitely more intensive video filming-wise than I was expecting it to be. I posted that on my Discord, not my Discord, my Patreon, but, no, just like the concept of primary colors and secondary colors and things. And like different schools of thought when it comes to what the primary colors are. Literally, and like videos about like, I didn't watch a ton of videos, but I watched a few of them. Just like, what do I want to say? Basically, kind of the math behind how colors mix, because like you technically there like isn't really perfect primaries don't exist. Perfect primary colors don't really exist to make all visible colors. There's kind of like imaginary primary colors that exist outside of the visible spectrum that obviously we can't see, that we would need to have to be able to mix all possible colors, just because of how like the colors that we can see and how it works on like a graph, basically. Interesting things. I mean, that's right up my alley, though. My degree is in math, and I like that sort of stuff. That's the sort of weird math stuff that I enjoy. Okay, we've got our stuff, like our actual stuff, put into molds. I think we've got more resin than I was thinking we would have, so let's get all sorts of things put into some other molds. We can almost make a full set of dice, I bet. Let's make make like a miscellaneous set of dice, I guess. I wonder if we have enough for a full set of dice. We might. Plus this random d20 that I have here that I'm just going to add some more green to. Where's that? Oh, that's more clear. There's a cat hair in there. Just one here. That's just straight up a cat hair. I know everything comes with free cat hair, but it doesn't mean that I have to. Yours is accounting, lots of math there. Yeah. Same, yeah. Similar sort of thing there. Probably also a connoisseur of graphs and spreadsheets. I enjoy a good graph. Man, probably the most interesting. To be fair, I'm also the weirdo that like doing proofs. I know other people people don't like doing proofs. Proofs were fun. One of my favorite math classes that I took was mostly proofs. Probably it was a mathematical reasoning class. It was literally just a class about how math works as a concept. It was really interesting. Alright, we're just gonna like throw a bunch of random colors in these and hope for the best. I've also got a bunch of our kind of white here. You know what? With this white, what I might do is I might add more white and make this like a solid opaque white color. I feel like that might work with the other colors here. Since those appear to be full, we can do that. Yeah, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to Excel and stuff, but I like seeing data like arranged in a way that's easy to like find. I like finding patterns and things. I think that's it. I like finding a good pattern and things. All right. We're gonna do. I think you know what. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do just like dollops of color. We're gonna do white in like some of these. And some of them we're going to start with like a color. We're just going to do like a dollop of things here and there. Let's do some, I don't know, just go down the line here. Oh, we'll add some more white to some of these. I think I kind of want to like, white with colored streaks should look, yeah, I'm thinking it'll be interesting. Let's see how it looks. It's going to be more like dollops, I think. Oh, I could have done a dirty pour. That could have been fun, but that would have been, yeah, that probably would have been wise, but it's fine. It's going to be more dollops than streaks, probably. bit more white. Cover up the colors. I'm going to kind of make it so that the colors are like separated a bit. Let's see how well that works, but you know. Purple. I'll do some, a little bit more white, right? Alright, what have we not done? Yellow? Let's do some yellow. This is gonna sink, I just know it. I know this is gonna sink right down to the bottom. We haven't done any pink yet, have we? Let's do some pink. That'll be pretty. I think there was definitely a cat hair in there. Oh well. This will probably be one of those sets where it ends up looking the coolest, even though it's a dump mold. Like I said, that's always how it goes. It's always the really cool ones that were just leftover resin from things. Let's use up all this pink. Use a bunch of it here. Alright, there's a little pink used up. You know, if cat hair makes a die lucky, all of my dice are very lucky. Free cat hair with every purchase. Alright, let's add some of this green. Some of these. Got a lot of this green, so we're using a bunch of this green because I've got so much of it. I'll add some more white. Hopefully I've got enough white. To be fair, I've got a little bit more clear there, so this might be where we end up using that leftover clear. I might put it in here to make a little bit more white. That might be where that goes. Alright, we'll do some of our light teal color. Dolphin there. We'll do a big dolphin here. Why not? Okay, we'll do a little bit in our D2 and then call our D2 good. Do a little bit more orange. I feel like we need some more of those warm tones in there. It's feeling very blue-green up at this end. Finish that off in our D20. Cool, we finished off our orange. Maybe they look like drawbridges. Ooh, yeah, I was thinking like, my first thought was like a painter's palette type. Oh, I've got a bunch of clear here too with the sparkles. Forgot about that. Well, let's add some more white. but I could see Jawbreaker breaker too. That does seem, yeah, I could see that for sure. Alright, let's turn our last little bit of resin, the clear resin, into white. Actually, there's more in here than I thought there was. Well, that's fine. We can turn it into white resin. We might use it with our sparkly resin over here, because I think we've definitely got enough to make more dice than this. And our resin is definitely getting thicker. It's getting quite honey-like in here. Alright. Just more white. This might be a little bit more opaque than my other white. It might end up looking weird. That's okay. Yep, that's I think a little bit more opaque than my other white. Oh well. A little bit more purple here. Mix that up with some purple. Purple is used up. And two of them seem fairly full. A little more of this one. I wish I had something a little bit brighter. We'll go with the yellow. Yellow here. Alright, that's pretty much the yellow gone. Let me just fill in our D4 here with a little more light teal color. There we go. That's, oh, actually, and our D6. That was full as well. Alright. Teal used up. I think those are going to end up, I think the ones with all the colors might end up looking a little bit weird. The reason I say that is that things seem to be floating strangely. I feel like that's not the color I put on top. I definitely put a purple on top, and that doesn't look very purple. We'll see what happens there. It might end up looking interesting, so who knows. Alright. So we've got a little bit of resin left. Let me grab some more miscellaneous dice, and we'll throw all of these in there. Hi, Cobra! We're putting things in jump molds. Just grab some random molds. Okay, you see better. You see better over here. Alright. Things are getting a little bit sticky. So we probably want to get the lids on and put these into our things. Get into the pressure pot pretty quick. Just gonna do some that are clear with our lime green. Why not? Yeah, this is getting thick. Let's do one that's clear and has white and lime green, maybe? See what happens there. Actually, we can do a swirl of all the other ones. And some of our yellow glitter too. Why not? I've still got resin. I need to grab more molds. I should have known I didn't need this much resin. I tend to oh boy, that's the thing. The thing is, when I'm working on the like Patreon dice like this, I don't know if I should show them or not. I will definitely be posting photos of like the dump mold ones, but the Patreon d20s, I'm always like, oh man, I don't know if I should post how they turn out or not, because I kind of want to make, I kind of want to let my patrons who ordered them, or not ordered them, but who are getting them, see them first. But at the same time, I know people want to see how things turned out. It's a little bit of a tease working on them on stream, I know, but I need to get them done. That's really what this is. This is really just an excuse for me to get them done. Okay, I've still got a fair amount of resin. Let me throw this into a little skull mold. Why not? I got a bird mold over here. I'll do that too. Actually, a little bit of this green in this bird might be cool. Let's do our clear green. Not our clear, but our clear with our little bit of like greenish iridescent sparkle. There's a cat hair in that bird. Get out of there. Always the cat hairs. That's not even the one that I was trying to grab. Did I get it? No. Got it that time. Alright, and get this last little bit of our sparkly clear in here. And I'm going to add some white and some bright lime green. Actually, no, I'm not going to add white. I'm going to add the glittery yellow in our lime green. Alright, yellow glitter. Come on, glitter. Get out of your little mixing cup. Let's go on an adventure into a bird. Weird statement. Not a statement I was planning on making today. Don't know why I said it. And then we'll add some of this lime green that we made to this bird. One of the things that I want to work on is I've got a bunch of random items that I've made, like keychains, a bunch of little skulls and birds and things. And I do want to get those put in my online shop at some point. I had originally made them for like in-person events and stuff. And then I decided that I'm not doing any more in-person events. So now I've got all of the little trinkets that I made for like tabling places and stuff that I should make it so that people can actually purchase. I need to figure out, I need to actually sort through everything, and I also need to figure out kind of like, I guess we're going to add some white to this bird, how I want to list things. So like, I've got a bunch of random tiny birds and skulls. Do I want to list them all separately, or do I want to make it like a miscellaneous bird item? It's like, people are probably more likely to get something specific, but at the same time, boy, does it take a fair amount of work to take photos of absolutely everything and get listings made for everything. It's part of the reason I haven't listed a lot of little things like keychains and stuff on my site. Just the amount of work for all the little items is kind of not worth it to a certain extent. So I need to figure out how I want to organize things and offer them. I probably should look through some of my raw dice sets too and pull out some more to just put up for sale in my shop. Give people the option. You like the idea of a mystery burger skull? Okay. I probably set it up so you could give like a request if you wanted to. I've got like mystery raw dice set type things, mystery raw dice, where it's a mystery, but also you can put in a request for, you know, give me a theme or a color or something, and I'll put together a set for you that kind of matches that theme or style or your request, possibly, if I can. Alright, let me get the lids on these. These are getting rather thick. And there's like some extra C's in there. Alright. You've been wanting to make some flame with dark soot dice for game, just haven't been able to do it because of real life reasons. Fair. What are you thinking of doing for flame with dark soot dice? I'm curious about like what you're picturing for that. Because I feel like that could mean so many different things. Let's get our green, our liquid core ones over here. I get some bubbles popped. That was why I spritz it down with a little bit of alcohol, but it doesn't seem to have worked quite right. Now, these. Yeah, not doing much. Pop the bubbles. Yeah, let's get these going. Red and orange with gold foil in it with a little black glitter. Ooh, that sounds nice. That sounds pretty. Okay, I'm gonna scoop this over here so you can see where I'm setting things. And also so I can see where I'm setting things. Look at the ones that I don't care as much about on top. Get our bird and our skull put in there. Yeah, I think that'd be really pretty. And then yellow, orange inking. Ooh. Yeah. I think that'd be pretty. Yeah, that sounds pretty. There's so many cool dice ideas out there. People have cool ideas. Yeah, these might end up being a little bit weird. I'm worried that all of our colors have mixed together on the ones where we did all of the different colors. That's kind of what I'm thinking might have happened here. I think our colors might have mixed a bit. But yeah, these are getting a little bit far into the process. So I'm gonna get all the lids on here, and then I am gonna call it because I need to go get these into the pressure pot. Probably about 10 minutes ago. They're getting quite thick. I might take a break from streaming next weekend, just to get some stuff filmed. Cause I've got a few things I need to get filmed. And it's just easier if I'm not streaming at the same time. I will at the very least, be back the weekend after that if I'm not back next weekend. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, I might not stream next weekend just so I have time to get some other things done. How's this stuff going here? Goes like that. But I do appreciate you guys stopping by this weekend. We'll still have to figure something out for when I reach 5,000 subscribers, as we were talking about earlier. But if you have any ideas, do feel free to let me know of something you'd like to see from me when I hit 5,000 subscribers. Let's see, for a tabletop game called Gaslands, the faction you're making the set for is called the Cult of the Flame. Oh yeah, that does seem fitting. Definitely seems fitting. Alright. I think that is everything. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you guys later. I've got some videos and stuff in the works, so if I don't see you in a live stream, I'll see you guys in a video. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. There's my mouse. Wait, how do I end stream? Oh, I unplugged it. Oh no! Forgot that I unplugged my mouse. Alright, bye-bye.